Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday. Tuesday, I tell you, it is. It is. I checked the calendar. How are you this Tuesday? Tell me about your day. I want to know what's happening in your world and your world. What are you grateful for this Tuesday evening? That is what I want to know. Tell me about it. Tell me what's going on while I try to figure out what's not where's stuff on my desk. Something I had on here. Oh, that I got to talk about. What is happening on your watch here tonight on this Tuesday night? The 28th. The 28th. That means we got two. Count them, two. 2 more days of September left. We can still rock it this month. We can rock it all the way. Can't believe it's already the 28th of September. It is amazing. It is amazing. And I am grateful to have you all joining us here tonight live on the show. It has been a day. It has been a day. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. I got some answers for this day. But I'm glad to have you here with me live. As we get going. Hello, Adele and Dazzle. Dazzle, it is treat time. How was your day, Adele? I hope all is well. You got to spread some exciting news today, so you got to be skipping along today. You made a lot of people smile today. So, and I am sure you were smiling while you were doing it. So that is a good thing. That was a good thing. And I bet you Dazzle's all tuckered out now. Tuckered out from all the excitement and all your hard work today. But it is great to have everybody here. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. That is how we roll every night. Oops, but the glasses are over there. How am I supposed to know what's happening in the Good Morning, Good Night book if my glasses are over there? We started with the Good Morning, Good Night book, and tonight we're on page 196. 196 to get us going tonight. Good morning. You are perfectly cast in your life. I can't imagine anyone but you in the role. Go play. The jumping for joy emoji. You can design it. Hey, Kitty, how are you tonight? Great to have you here. Great to have everybody here. We are broadcasting on both Facebook and YouTube tonight. Any problems with Facebook, hop right on over to YouTube. Hop right on over to YouTube. We're there too. It is great to have everybody here tonight. I'm excited to have you. I mean, I know most of you read the good news today. NARTS is back in person next June. Next June, we are in person in Charlotte. The crown jewel of North Carolina, the crown of resale at the Westin Charlotte next June. It's very exciting. Very exciting. Another busy day of incoming. That is awesome, Kitty. I know that's tiring. I know that's exhausting. We had a lot coming in as well, and I know that's exhausting. I know it is. Yeah, but and we have plenty coming in. We have a lot coming in, and we're juggling it. And I don't even know what we sold yet today. I haven't even had a time to look. I haven't even had time to look. I thought of it after I hit live. After I hit go live, I'm like, oh, I never even knew what we did in business today. I checked the clothing stores just before I left, and because I was, seeing if they needed any extra change before I left town, since I wasn't going to be in town tomorrow to do any bank runs or anything. And there were multiple $100 bills in the register, so that's got to be a good sign, right? Bidding on a furniture auction. Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, complete details of this NARTS in person will be on line the end of June. The important thing to note for all of you longtime conference goers is that it's a slightly earlier time frame. It's not at the end of the month. It's at the, I think it's the second full weekend, the 9th through the 13th, I believe are the dates. Off the top of my head, it's that second Thursday in June. So for you longtime NARTS people, it is at a slightly different time, but that's how we got to keep the great city. They wanted us so bad to come, and I'm excited that we're able to go to Charlotte. There's so much in North Carolina that I want to get to and go visit that it is very, very exciting then to be able to go there. Okay, well, I promised you trivia, and then have I got a topic for you tonight? Have I got a topic for you? Okay, again, here is our weekly trivia, and 3 of the stories below are real, and 1 is not. 1 is fake. 1 is fake. Can you find the fake? Story number 1, Apple is working on a new flip phone prototype. Story number 2, Cardi B is releasing a vodka-infused whipped cream. Story number 3, Essentia will come out with a 2-gallon box of its ionized alkaline water. Or story number 4, Billie Eilish's image is plastered on a new Amazon Echo Studio. So 1 of those is fake. Sadly, the other 3 are real. Was it Apple's working on a new flip phone prototype? Or is Cardi B releasing a vodka-infused whipped cream? Or is Essentia coming out with a 2-gallon box of its ionized alkaline water? Or did Billie Eilish image get plastered on the new studio? 1 of those stories is fake. Only 1, people. Which one is it? So this has become my topic of the day. And certainly I have another pile of things I was going to talk about tonight, but this has really become my topic of the day. And it started yesterday. When one of my team members brought this up when something weird was going on. And it brought great comfort to people. Okay, when I told them this, okay, they felt like it explained so much. It brought actual relief. I mean, today, as I told people, they were telling me of the hardships that this location or this manager was having with this employee or this was going on. And I'm like, well, Mercury's in retrograde. And they're like, oh, that explains it. And you could just see the relief wash over them. I'm sorry it's been so tough, but Mercury's in retrograde. And the relief just washed over them. I mean, it is like, oh, that explains so much. And I really knew no more about Mercury being in retrograde. Okay, I fully admit that I knew nothing about Mercury being in retrograde, except for this one other team member saying it. So I just kept on repeating it. And to all other people, it was bringing relief to all their hardships and all the bad things that were happening in the day when they knew, well, Mercury's in retrograde. And so I did a little bit of investigating. So, do you want to know more? I am now more knowledgeable about Mercury in retrograde. I am much more knowledgeable about Mercury being in retrograde than I was earlier today. Because, I mean, it just shocked me at what relief this was bringing people. So I'm like, really? I'm like, what the heck is this Mercury in retrograde thing? Let me tell you about Mercury in retrograde, because it is actually kind of interesting. Starting yesterday, Mercury will go to retrograde for the third and final time of 2021. During this period of Mercury retrograde, which ends on October 18th, you'll probably hear a number of people carrying on about how everything is going wrong and it's all because of Mercury retrograde. But what exactly is Mercury retrograde? Why are people so afraid of it? And is there anything that can be done to avoid the wrath of Mercury retrograde? According to Jaya Saxena, the author of Crystal Clear Reflections of Extraordinary Talismans for Everyday Life, that is a real book. You can order it. From an astronomical perspective, Mercury retrograde is an optical illusion. Mercury's orbit around the sun is shorter than the Earth's, which means that when Earth passes Mercury in orbit, there's a moment when it appears to move backwards. But when it comes to the astrological significance of Mercury retrograde, she explains it's a different story. According to modern Western astrological traditions, Mercury is the planet that represents communications of all kinds. When it goes retrograde, the theory is that our communications get thrown out of whack. You've probably heard warnings about not buying a new computer during Mercury retrograde, or horror stories about dropping a phone in the toilet. Electronics going haywire are typically associated with Mercury retrograde, because they're items we use to facilitate communication. But it's not just the electronics themselves to look out for. You may find yourself replying all to an email you meant to forward, or sending text messages that don't go through. But it's not just electronic communication that's impacted by Mercury retrograde. All forms of communication can go sideways during this time, and that's a good term for it, sideways. Perhaps you worded something sloppily and now your friend is mad at you. Or you forgot to make a point in a meeting you wish you had. Or you just feel generally flustered and misunderstood. I mean, granted, it could be any Tuesday. But yes, during retrograde, she also warns that retrograde can influence the way we communicate with ourselves. So you may have a harder time being in touch with your own feelings and motivations. If it sounds like Mercury retrograde can and will make everything that could possibly go wrong actually go wrong, well, yes, basically. Anything that involves communication, which is just about everything, having to communicate, which is unfortunately about everything, can be affected. So what can be done during this difficult time? While it may be tempting to go inside and lock the door for the duration, that's not an especially realistic way to cope with Mercury retrograde's disruption. Try these ideas instead, like a Mercury retrograde candle for only $34. It's on sale. It's on sale during retrograde. It's normally $42. The candle is Hinoki cypress scented and contains a clear quartz stone to provide reflective, positive energy. You can try they recommend having your cell phone in a military grade case to block out the bad things of Mercury retrograde. But I kid you not, this is a serious phenomenon. I mean, people are very serious about this. I am like, and everything I just read you, okay, to show you how serious people are about this. Everything I just read you came from CNN. CNN. I just read you all of that from CNN. And but to show, I can't stress enough that when people were stressed today, when people were having a situation, and I threw out that Mercury was in retrograde, okay, it just eased their tension. It just brought them comfort. So just even using the term as an out on what is going on in the world right now is an okay thing. And for that, I'm okay. It brought people real comfort today to know that. And I was shocked by that. I was shocked by the comfort it brought people. And it started yesterday. Yesterday, one of my team members who works in our processing center we had an electrician stop by, and she thought it was our electrician, but it was electrician for another tenant in the building, and all the mechanicals for the building go through our space. And she was all excited because she thought it was going to fix our outside lights and stuff, and she works nights, so I want to get the outside lights fixed for her. And and they had to move all this stuff that was in the way to get to where he needed to go. And he wasn't even supposed to be scheduled there, because I don't usually tell people that anybody is there at night. I don't schedule anybody. So I knew it had to be for upstairs and not for our guy, because she's like, hey, then the lights still aren't coming on after he left. I'm like, not our guy. Our guy would have had it working and would have been there when he knows we're open, which isn't at night. I don't tell people that we have people there at night. But she's like, that explains it. Mercury's in retrograde. And she went on, and I just rolled with it. But today I used it with people, and it brought people comfort. So keep that in mind, okay? You can call it hokum. You can call it hocus pocus. You can call it tutti frutti. I don't know what to call it. But if it brings people comfort, using that as an out, hey, I'm sorry you misunderstood me. Mercury's in retrograde. This is what I was really trying to say. If it brings people comfort, okay, to take a breath and stuff, that's okay. That is okay. So know that Mercury's in retrograde, and know that sadly that's till the 18th. But that's it for this year. You got a quarter basically of this year left, and that's the last time Mercury is in retrograde this year. So now you know it. Now you can use it in your world. I guarantee you there is someone who you can say that to tomorrow who will find comfort that you know that. I guarantee there is someone who will cross your path that you can share that with, okay, and they will find comfort. I am not people don't come for comfort, touchy feely to me, and people were like really comforted by that. So there you go. Oh, we have guesses on trivia. Kitty guessed number 2. Kitty guessed that Cardi B is not releasing vodka-infused whipped cream. No, Kitty, Cardi B is releasing vodka-infused whipped cream. You can order it. You can order Cardi B's vodka-infused whipped cream. Coming soon to a liquor store near you. So that is a true story. That means one of these 3 is not true. Apple's working on a new flip phone prototype. Essentia will come out with a 2-gallon box of its ionized alkaline water. Billie Eilish's image is plastered on the new Amazon Echo Studio. One of those 3 is fake. One of those 3 is fake. And I gotta say, there was really a hint at this week's one in a previous trivia. Not to go into Mercury retrograde on you, but But there was a hint to this week's trivia. I was like, I almost think this week's is going to be an easy one because there was a hint in an earlier trivia from a few weeks ago. So, I know that seems like a world ago in life and in trivia and in business. But yes, just a few weeks ago, there was a trivia question that gave a hint towards this week's trivia. Have I mentioned how excited I am? Have I mentioned how excited I am about this upcoming conference in Charlotte? Have I mentioned that? Adele is saying number one. Number one is, hang on a second, let me get out my list. Got to throw the glasses back on. Apple is working on a new flip phone prototype. Adele, is this 2 weeks in a row? That is correct. Apple is not working on a new flip phone prototype. And if you paid attention a few weeks ago, Apple's iPhone 14 drawings had leaked before the release of the 13. But that also means that Essentia will come out with a 2-gallon box of its ionized alkaline water. And Billie Eilish's image is plastered on a new Amazon Echo Studio. I don't even know what Essentia's not 2-gallon box of alkaline water is. I didn't even know they had a box. But that is this week's trivia, folks. That is this week's trivia. And, you know, this is coming, and I'm excited. I'm excited. Remember, it won't be long. It won't be long before you hear the NARTS call for speakers for that conference. Think of what you can talk about and share with your peers to get ready for the NARTS conference. That is exciting. That is exciting. That means you got to find an extra treat for you. You don't get to dip into Dazzle's treats, Adele, but you get to have an extra treat tonight. An extra piece of chocolate or something. Extra piece of chocolate. Well, think about the retrograde tomorrow. I want to hear tomorrow from you how you applied retrograde into your day tomorrow. I know you can work it into your day. You know what else you can work into your day? Is this video and everything I talk about. This video and everything I talk about goes over to narts.org/resale strong by noon the next day. Noon, I tell you. Everything's there. The files, the links. Everything, including a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yeah, ring the bell so you know when a new one drops. You can also share it with all your friends in business. The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, the astrological sign maker. I don't know. Share it with everybody so we can help everybody make it to the other side. Yes, we can. I'm here live in the NARTS private Facebook group every night and streaming on YouTube. But if you have a question in between, you can just email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil@ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. That's how we roll every night. Tonight, we are on page 196. Good morning. You're perfectly cast in your life. I can't imagine anyone but you in the role. Go play. Our good night tonight is good night. You're perfectly cast in your life, and with so little rehearsal, too. It's a joy to watch. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a NARTS conference in person. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, I'm going to be there with you. But until then, and until tomorrow night at more 8 than ish, know that you, but most importantly you, yes, you, even if you're in Mercury retrograde, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. It's time for dinner.